My ex-girlfriend left me and wasn't willing to work through our problems together. She broke up with me while drunk, and I have been working on myself since then. Well, that's awesome, Stignatius. This was 10 days ago. Well, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, look, that's great that you're working on yourself. My question would be is, are you working on things she said? I mean, are you working on the limitations that you already know about yourself? I'm 23, she's 21, was drunk one night, talked to her mom about being unhappy and left me in the morning and kicked me out. I'm working on being a better man, honesty, and getting back into shape. Good. That's a good start. Really good start. It's very encouraging. I don't care why you start. 99% of people who come to me for coaching and direction are coming out of a breakup and they want that woman back. Or they come from a breakup, they're devastated, they have nowhere else to go. There's no better, I know when I say this a lot, there's no better opportunity in life to impart that permanent long-term change in your life than when you get your heart broken. Like you primed because you're ready. You're in so much pain, you'll do anything. And a lot of the times in the beginning, and this is okay, you're motivated by getting her back. A lot of guys, every guy I've ever coached, I'm telling you with confidence and certainty, will start on the path of leveling up just to get that woman back. So I don't care why you start, because through that process, you're going to gain a greater appreciation and respect and love for yourself, to where you're going to, at some point, you're going to look and say, well, shit, I should have been doing this all along for me. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's for. People come and go. Jobs come and go. Money comes and goes. Friends come and go. I mean, and I'm not saying every person that walks in your life is going to disappear at some point. But if you treat it like that, but treat it as you're always going to be there. You're always going to be in your life. Wouldn't you want to be spending time with the best version of that? Constantly improving? You know, some people think of that and it's like a big pill to swallow. Like, constantly improving? Yeah. Your mindset is constantly focused on growth and progress, is what I mean. Like, that's easily attainable. And that's something you can do every single day to put yourself in a better position than the day before. Everything. Also, I lost my job. She left me the same day too. I'm already interviewing to get better jobs in finance. Looking back, there are a lot of problems I did not see. I don't think I can be with someone who can drop me like a dime when things are rough. It's a 2-year relationship. Shaking my head. I've been binging all your videos. I begged and tried to plead. You did nothing. She asked, no more, dude. No more. She's told you. I blocked her and helped myself heal. Sorry for ranting, brother. I appreciate your help as an older man. Well, I ain't that fucking old, but you're welcome. And look, there's no reason for all that blocking. Look, here, I'm going to go back to this. I don't know if I can be with someone who can drop me like a dime. I feel that. I've recently had somebody circle back from like 4 years ago. Now, different circumstance, some things happen at the breakup. I'm really not open. I'm not in that same place anymore. I'm not the same person I was 4 years ago. Nobody should be. But there's been instances where I contributed to that. I contributed to the breakup. I mean, and through the process of processing the breakup properly, first thing, I mean, you blocked her, so I don't really do that. You know, my Patreon, we can talk about why we don't block. But I think unless you got to do it for your own mental and emotional well-being, I don't recommend that. And if you don't want them back, it doesn't really matter. If you don't want that person back, block them. Who gives a fuck, right? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So someone who can drop me like a dime when things are rough. Look, if there was things that you've been doing to lead up to that, what you got to remember is, you said 10 days ago. So you just found out about this 10 days ago. She's been dwelling on that for weeks or months, dwelling on that, whether or not to break up with you. She's been thinking, maybe we just need a little more time. Maybe he's just going through this. Maybe I need to reconsider. Maybe we need a night out. Maybe we need to spend some time. Maybe that, she didn't come up on at day 11 and wake up on day 10 and say, yep, you're out of here. If she's talking to her mother about it, that means this has kind of been weighing on her and she's running it by somebody else before she makes a hard decision. I'm speaking for mostly healthy. Now, if somebody's fucked off, narcissist, borderline, sociopath, psychopath, it's not going to be a simple, clear-cut, black and white, easy decision for that person. They're going to have thought about that a while. They actually come to you and say, look, this ain't working. I got to do something different. It's kind of like you have a test coming. She studied for that test for weeks. And you wake up in the morning and find out you have a test. She's already done a lot of the processing and preparation for the moment. She's already studied for this test. So it's not as nerve-wracking for her. It's still edgy because she's wondering if she studied enough, if she's done enough, if she put enough thought into it, if she's researched enough. But she's familiar with the material. So she's going through this little bit of a roller coaster of emotions and doubt and indecision and vacillating from stay, breakup, stay, breakup, stay, breakup. But what happens when they get into that search mode, they're going to stop paying attention to the little positives that used to just be an everyday positive and start focusing more on all the little negatives. There's going to be a point where the dumper arrives to a conclusion that there's nothing you're going to do. Nothing you can do is going to be right. And once they reach that point, there's nothing you're going to do in that immediate moment to change their mind. So at that point, when they tell you, and look, begging and pleading, look, I get it, dude. That happens way more than it doesn't. And I think it's actually, if you want the person back and try to work through the relationship and get back together, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a negative. Now, if you go overboard with it and show some clearly unstable behavior, mentally unstable, emotionally unstable behavior, like threatening and showing up at the job and coming over, keep going to the house when they tell you to stay away, it's going to turn illegal. You're going to get a restraining order, and that's real bad. But there's nothing wrong with saying, like, wait a minute, I do not want to break up. Like, let's rethink this. I want to work through this. Them saying, no, I got my mind made up. It's not happening. You know, once that realization is made, you have to have enough restraint. And I know it's tough. I know it's tough in the moment to just say, I don't want this, but I will respect your decision. And at that point, you back away. You're off. You're out. And immediately turn, never look back. At that point, they've made a unilateral decision to change the terms of that relationship. That means they made that decision by themselves to change the term of the agreement between the two of you to be in a relationship into a one-sided thing where they're telling you no. Essentially, what they're telling you is, my life is going to be better off without you in it. There's nothing you can do or say that's going to be of any use. Even if you do begging and pleading, and a couple of days later, they take you back, another breakup's coming right after that. So, and I know it's hard to digest and understand in the very beginnings of, because of the overwhelming sense of loss, and that separation anxiety really kicks in, and the pain of rejection, like it amplifies everything. And then you go into the withdrawal state. We're not going to get too deep into that, but you gotta go. You gotta walk away. You gotta go into no contact immediately, because you need to go process through shit. Because I'll tell you what, you're so full of angst and fear and pain and all these negative emotions. Even if they were to come right back, you're gonna mess up. Because now you're going to be acting desperate and clingy. You're going to be going overboard. And that's even more frustrating for the person who just broke up with it, because you're like, hold on, this is what it takes to get you to fucking listen to me. This is what it takes for you to change things we've been talking about. So, and I don't know all the ins and outs, Ignatius, and I'm glad to see that you have thrown yourself into work and improvement.